Hello, this is Astro Breze Carrie, and welcome to this week's transits. And I'm going to start back yesterday, Monday, July 10th, just because Mars moved into Virgo. And we have this week, I think the theme for me is, that there's several planets changing signs or getting close to, and we have Mars kicking it off. So, what does this mean? Mars, the planet of action, courage, combat, standing up to things, aggression, going into Virgo. So we have that energy to go make things right, to be more exacting, to make lists, to check them twice, to measure twice and cut once, to do it right, to think, to put that energy into making algebraic, logical sense out of a lot of things. Oh, that's going to be good. I think that's much needed. That's a good thing. And then we also have Mercury opposite Pluto. And if I move to today, oh, it's flying fast. It's just going so fast. It's going 2 degrees a day. But anyway, if I did it for the morning, you'd see it. But you can see 28 degrees, 29 degrees. And then if I move it to today, there it's already past it. So we had, again, Mercury in an opposition to Pluto. So what would that mean? And actually, let me go. I want to go have you look at the signs, because we have this Mercury in this water feeling sign. Over there at this crusty, Pluto and Capricorn is, it's like a softer approach of communication, looking at the depth of things. And the movie, well, there's the what is it, The Sound of Freedom just came out, which is one of the first informative media pieces on the child trafficking. I think there'll be a lot more coming out. So this is Mercury, Cancer, looking into deep of Pluto in these two cardinal signs. Okay. I mean, at the end of those cardinal signs, very interesting. Communications, how's it in your life? Communications with something, structured. Do you have to tie up loose ends of stuff that you've done or you promised, or I got to do this? Oh yeah, I'll get to it. It's like that's kind of stuff. Maybe doing that now, making that communication or making that effort to put that structure in. Okay, and then today we also have Mercury going into. Well, let me go back here. There we go. Moving into Leo. So now that's it's got that energy to just, or that communication to come from the heart, to bring out that creativity, to think creatively, to think, to put those ideas out on stage, to put those ideas out to others, to put those ideas, speak it out, put it on stage. I think it's like coming. It's like, okay, I got it now, yay! That's it's going to be in this, in this area. Mercury's flying fast, but it'll be here till the end, to the end of the month, right around the 28th. Yep, and then it moves into Virgo. Wow. And then it'll, the same thing. It's going to, be more communicative, because Mars is going to go set the blaze on fire, just kind of go move everything through. And then Mercury is going to be communicating about it. It's going to just follow up. So that'll be pretty good. That'll be interesting. And then Wednesday, it's mainly a lot of moon aspects, not a whole lot. It's more of a quiet day. Thursday, we've got a void of course moon. And I'm giving you the East Coast time, United States. It's from 2:11 to 3:26. It's about an hour and a half in the afternoon. Try not to sign anything or make deals or contracts or make big purchases or anything, or plans, because it usually, that void of course moon time, it doesn't happen. Or if you don't want things to happen, go ahead and plan it. And then the moon will move into busy Gemini. All right, so that's the big thing on Thursday. And then on Friday, a couple of odd or yucky or annoying inconjuncts or quincunx this week. We've got Mercury with that inconjunct to Saturn. So Mercury 6 degrees Leo, Saturn 6 degrees Pisces. Neither of those planets, I mean, those signs have anything in common. We've got, feminine Pisces, masculine Leo. We've got a fixed Leo. We got mutable Pisces. Um, we've got watery Pisces. We got fiery Leo. So this is just kind of annoying. This is maybe stuck energy. This is maybe not communicating the structure you want, or it's not dissolving, or maybe it's fire, it's putting your fire out. It's like, no, you can't say that. Um, no, you can't do that. It's just meeting some kind of annoying resistance, or you got to go back and fix this before you can do that. It's a bit of annoyingness on Friday. But Mercury's going fast, so it won't be that long. So when you're feeling that resistance on it, just wait it out. It'd probably be half a day and then it will be gone. Also, the sun is sextile Uranus, so things could be sudden and surprising. Sun, where is it? 21 degrees, and then here 22 degrees. This is just the time of day. If I do it later, this was at 9 a.m. So if I do it later, actually I will. Let me do it a few hours. You'll see. There we go. Sun, and we can do it there. There we go. Put this back. So you'll see sun. Here we go. 22 degrees of a cardinal sign. Let's leave it at that. And then we're going to go here, that's 30 degrees, and then we go another 30 degrees, and then we're at, let's do it this way. This, think about it being feminine, and then this sign is masculine, and then you're the next one feminine. There we go. So we can see this as being a sextile, being two signs away in both the feminine signs. So that's nice and supportive. So maybe sudden, Uranian or some insights, to your personality. You'll find out something. You'll be inspired on something. Maybe it's something earthy. Maybe it's something to do with land or money or something that's to your value, or something for their home, or something, good financial investment. Something good like that comes up. Take advantage of it on this day. And if you have any planets at those degrees, that's a good thing as well. Let's see what else. Anything else on Friday? And this aspect is pretty much there, like in late in the day. Yeah, that's on. Now let's go to Saturday. We've got another annoying void of course moon on Saturday, the 15th, from 8 in the morning, 8:30 in the morning till a little about quarter after 1 in the afternoon. A little bit longer. Hopefully you're not doing a lot of business and stuff on Saturday, but it's a long time. Not like we had a few weeks ago. We had it was like all day. But be aware of that. So in the morning, just the first part of the day on Saturday, void of course moon. Um, yeah, try to get the business and everything done on Friday, so you don't trying to catch up on something on Saturday, because then it won't amount to anything. And then we've got another annoying aspect. Our second one for this week. We have Venus in a quincunx to Neptune. 27 degrees. We got a Pisces to a Leo. Again, there's nothing in common. They're different. We got a fixed to a mutable. We've got a fire to a water. Similar. So we've got that resistance or annoyance, or adjustment is another one. So this could be stuff we don't like. Maybe we're not liking what we see. Maybe the veil got pulled back a little bit and we don't like it. We got to adjust it. We're like, we don't know how to process the information. There's maybe some things coming out that we don't like to see or hear about. There may be some something in your love aspect or your finances that it needs some adjustment. Maybe there's something you didn't read the fine print enough. Maybe there's some Neptunian deception or veil that you didn't know. Maybe somebody wasn't totally honest with you. Maybe somebody didn't disclose all the information. Maybe somebody did it by omission. Oh, I just didn't tell you. I didn't not, but I didn't tell you. Oh, something like that. So beware of that because that's kind of yucky on Saturday. So Saturday could be a little strange with the void of course morning, void of course moon in the morning, and then we have that annoying adjustment of that Venus to Neptune. The two nice higher planets are there and not in a good conversation with one another. Yeah. And then we're building up to the new moon on Monday. Not much going on Sunday. Another moon aspect or just moon aspects. But we got the new moon on Monday and it's at 2:52 in the afternoon, 2:32, sorry, 2:30 in the afternoon in Cancer. You can see here whenever the planets are together like this, the sun and the moon, that's when you have the dark of the moon. That's the new moon. And this is our new moon, our yearly new moon in Cancer, where we're stepping out into, things that we need to protect ourselves, things that we need to protect others, things we need to protect our country, things we need to protect our own inner self. It's a cardinal action because it's in Cancer. It's underneath its security on some levels. So this is the moon we need to keep all that in mind. It's the growth, it's the epitome of the summer now, or in the northern hemisphere, and it's the detriment of light in the southern. So this is that interesting middle point here of the year moon. Because then the other side will be in the other time of year, in the moon, the homey areas, the protectiveness, I think is more coming up. And then we also have a Mercury over here at 12 degrees over to Jupiter. It's a little early today because again Mercury's flying fast. It's hard to get it exactly hit, but it's like 2 degrees a day. But you see that we've got a square energy. We got a fixed to a fixed is like where nobody wants to budge. A square is like that anyway, but a fixed square is even more like that. So we've got the communication in big. There's something big stirring. There's some big resistance to something. Maybe there's going to be something tried to be hushed, something big, on that, because we have that that grounded, earthy Taurian energy with this expansion, expanding in the earthy areas into the finances, into security, and then coming up against communicating, maybe finding some communications, that have to come out, some hard communications, some some things have to be budged, some things have to be talked about, seen, exposed. And I think that's a big one coming out on this new moon time, because it's like right at the new moon we have those two having that little standoff there. Ooh. And then the moon, the next day, then the moon moves into Leo. And then as the moon moves into Leo, you can see we'll hit this next week. This went 2 days. There we go. You'll see that the moon's first aspect then is going to be, going right over Mercury. So it's like it just made, the darkness of the moon. And then now it's like shedding a little bit of light onto the communications. Okay. So I think this could be an interesting time. And again, I really think that there's a lot of information coming out. There's a lot of documentaries, movies, things that people need to know about, some tough information to look at face, but I think it's going to help people come together, because there is so much a divide, and we really need to realize that we are one, that we need to bond together. And I don't want to say against things, but sometimes you have to say it that way. We've got to, get together to shine the light on the real perpetrators, who's pulling our strings. And that's what we need to get together to see. And if we're all spread out and scattered, then we all pointing fingers at each other. So you can see how the astrology is starting to play that out. And look at how widespread everything is now before things start to get a little closer together, later in the year. But take advantage of this and take advantage of these times in your own life to make these changes. The new moon in Cancer, how much more secure can you make you and your family? How can you reach out in your community, in your neighborhood? How can you start projects and spread awareness, more than you are doing? And then how can, getting past this Mercury square Jupiter, but that sometimes that squares, lend energy. We've got that communication that's just going to make larger. We got to figure out how are you going to do it. Maybe that's the square. How do I communicate this to a larger level? How do I get this word out? How can I tell so and so? How can I bring this information to my church, to my home, my community, my school board, my county commissioners? How can I start that newsletter? How can I start that podcast? What's it going to entail? Anything communicative on the larger level. How can I write that song? How can I get that album out? How can I, switch, quit singing about stupid crap and sing about something meaningful again? How can I bring awareness to things in my poetry? How can I paint, instead of things that don't mean anything, something that does mean something? How can I put this that's making a statement? I think that's all this Mercury square Jupiter energy that's going to come out and just come down for everybody. This is a very, very good time. This is a very exciting time. It's a time to take the bull by the horns. A good way to say it. All right, this is our week. Hope you guys do well with it, and thank you for listening. Spread the word. Help me get this message out. All right, more to follow. Talk to you next week. Bye for now.